Beetlejuice, coming out September 6th, 2024, directed by none other than Tim Burton. Dave, let's hear your thoughts right off the bat.
I am going to be super honest here. I am super excited for this movie.
Okay.
Are you excited for it at all?
I am much more excited than our conversation with Gladiator 2. I think this one is one that really feels different, but also feels genuine of a sequel. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's been since 1988. Yeah, 1988 is when the original came out, but this one feels like a well-deserved sequel, if that makes sense. Like, it feels like it has a place to be a sequel, whereas Gladiator 2 didn't, like, to me, I didn't think needed one, or Good Burger 2 and Dumb and Dumber 2. Like, those don't need a sequel.
I think I was really looking for a way to like kind of word this. I think this sequel, and again, guys, we're just going off the trailer because it's all we really got. But I think this sequel is not only ones that fans have been asking for a really long time, but the people behind the movie have really wanted to do this for a long time. So I don't think this was like, I don't know, it doesn't feel like one of those like, hey, let's just do a part 2 of this movie and throw everything together. Like, these people have really, really wanted this movie to come together, and the fans really, really wanted this movie to come together too. So much so, like, I did a little bit of a deep dive, and like, the original idea for doing a part 2 of this movie came out in the 90s. Like, they were trying to do a sequel to the movie in the 90s, directly after the success of the first movie. And I'm honestly kind of glad that they didn't do it, because the original idea for a part 2, can you guess the name of the original part 2 idea?
No, what is it?
Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian.
Oh dear. Yeah, I'm glad it didn't happen.
In this script, the Deetz family opens a resort on Hawaii, on haunted grounds, and Beetlejuice reigns havoc in Hawaii.
Yeah, I'm glad that is not the case with this one.
But I mean, they've been trying to do this for a really long time. So again, they tried again in 2010. In 2010, they had a script working. They scrapped that script. They tried again in 2017. They also scrapped that script. So I mean, this has been literally, 35 years in the making. Since the early 90s, they've been trying to do a part 2 of this movie. And I think what we've seen so far from the trailer, and we can take a look at the trailer here in a second, is that this movie feels like they've updated it. It's obviously been updated for, 2024, 2025, but it still feels like it's happening right after the first movie, if that makes sense. Yeah,
it stays true to what the original movie is, and I think part of that is Tim Burton style. Like, he didn't stray away from what he knows best in his style of the movie, or just directing in general. And then also, like, you look at Michael Keaton, like, he's playing Beetlejuice as himself, like Beetlejuice again. Like, it doesn't feel like anything's changed, and it's really good that he's recasted as, or not recasted, he is casted again as Beetlejuice. And I think that helps the movie a lot. And they're aside from Jenna Ortega, there's really not anybody brand new aside from Monica Bellucci. Is that how you say her name?
Yes.
She plays Dolores as Beetlejuice's first wife. There's really not like huge, like, glaring, oh, this person's new, this person's new, this person's new. No, it's everybody is coming back to the movie, and that's really cool.
I want to say that, like, I'm really glad that you brought that up. There are no new people except for Monica Bellucci and Jenna Ortega. And if I had to pick 2 people to join this cast that just like immediately fit in, it's those 2 people. You know what I mean?
And that's exactly how I felt about Jenna Ortega. Like, Wednesday helped her tremendously with, I feel like, fitting these kind of roles, but she just fits. She fits the movie very well.
She fits the narrative, and you can tell from like her work on Wednesday that she really kind of like enjoys this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, she kind of enjoys this like spooky, kind of weird, kind of creepy, kind of, she likes being a part of these projects. And Monica Bellucci, if you don't know, is actually Tim Burton's wife in real life.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I mean, she's just like, obviously she's on board with everything that he thinks about too. You know what I mean? It's like these are the 2 perfect cast members to include in this movie.
Should we roll the trailer?
Yeah, let's roll the trailer.
But
Yes.
my favorite line is like her first line in this, where she's talking about banging the Pilates instructor. That's the funniest thing right here. That's-
So Jenna Ortega.
yeah, definitely. And that's why it's so funny.
Yeah,
But
so funny. But yeah, if you guys are just listening, the trailer, what we're getting from the trailer right now is just a return. You can see the bridge from the original movie. I love that they did that. So basically what's going to happen here is there's an event that kind of brings everybody back together, and that event is unfortunately the death of Mr. Deeds, who was originally played by Jeffrey Jones, who's we won't touch on this subject, but
yeah,
he's had a little bit of issues with the law, so it makes sense that he is not in this movie. But they
right.
use that as like
Yeah,
the reason for them to all come back into town.
yeah.
And basically, what we're looking at is Jenna Ortega. Her name in the movie is Astrid, and she ends up finding a portal to the afterlife. So in doing so, Lydia, who's played by Winona Ryder, has one option, and that one option, of course, is to call Beetlejuice back and ask for help. And then, obviously, we're going to see madness just ensue for the rest of this trailer.
Definitely. And I like the hand there. It kind of reminds me of, like, you know what I mean? It's like a testament to,
Thing from the Addams Family.
yeah, yep,
Yeah.
exactly. So that's
Yeah.
kind of funny there.
Yeah,
But
and what's really cool is we see Willem Dafoe right now. I absolutely love Willem Dafoe. I think he's a great. I wouldn't say he's a great leading man, but he's a great character actor, and I love when
right.
he is like playing that kind of side role.
hmm
In this movie, he's gonna actually be playing like an afterlife kind of detective, so we'll see how that kind of all works out. But I think the most important thing that we're seeing in the trailer is number one. We talked about it before. The style, the Tim Burton style of this movie is obviously very prevalent. And the most important thing, and I think the question that everybody was really wondering is, after 35 years, can Michael Keaton bring this role back to life and be Beetlejuice? And from everything that we've seen in this trailer, I feel like he's taken no time off. Like he's literally acting like how he would act if this was the Beetlejuice movie in the 90s.
Right.
It's like he never forgot how to play this character, and I think for me that's the most exciting part.
And I think that's just how Michael Keaton is. Like, he was the same way in The Flash. Like, granted, I didn't really like the movie, but he played the Michael Keaton Batman very well. And I saw one of the comments, it said, "Hey, do you want to see me play Beetlejuice and Batman?" And this is like 1988. And then in 2024, want to see me do it again? And like, it's just funny. Like, that's the kind of actor he is, where he can reprise his roles and not, like, nobody will think twice about it. Like, he is an actor that can do that in such a good way. And that's why I'm, again, really excited about this movie. And I think there's gonna be a lot of Easter eggs in this movie too.
100% a lot of
Mhm.
Easter eggs in this movie. So we've already seen the worms, like we've seen the portals, we saw the shrunken head dudes,
Yep.
like everything that you want to see, we've kind of like seen glimpses of it in the trailer. And I think number one, and I don't know, some people might not be super excited about this. I think the story, the actual plot of the story, it doesn't feel like it's going to be too intricate.
Mm-hmm.
But I think when you're reprising a franchise from 35 years ago, it's probably the safest bet. Is like the
Right.
movie itself doesn't have to have a lot of like depth. I mean, there obviously has to be something going on, but like
Mhm.
don't don't overdo it. Like don't make it too crazy. And Tim Burton's really good at this.
Yeah.
He doesn't really ever make the story of the movie super crazy. It's more of the setting and the aspects of the movie that are super crazy,
Yeah.
which
It's
is a
his
very
style.
yeah, that's his style. You know what I mean? And I think that was a solid choice. So it's kind of interesting to me that yeah, like you said, like Michael Keaton he's just one of those dudes where it's like he took no time off. It just feels like he just always takes no time off.
Kind of going off the plot a little bit more. Like you said, I don't think it's gonna be crazy in depth. But I think it's gonna have a little bit more substance than that maybe you think. But my theory of how this movie is gonna go is Dolores, or dang it, Monica Bellucci. Is that how you say her name? Okay, Monica Bellucci, or Dolores, Beetlejuice's first wife, is either one trying to kill Beetlejuice or something like that. That's my first thought. Or, and like, so the plot also says in the description, it says that they're trying to not save the world. I don't know. I think that Monica's or Dolores is trying to bring in the afterlife and the real life together and like, you know what I mean, like blend them together in an evil way, but also trying to take down or like get back at Beetlejuice. And then like a side story is like all Lydia wants to do is save her daughter, and like in doing that, like I think Beetlejuice is like, I'll help you save your daughter if you marry me again, or like marry me because you see her in the red dress.
That's a good, yeah, that's a good
Yeah, I don't know if you
call.
saw in the trailer. There's a spot in the trailer where she's in the red dress.
That Adam just nailed it, guys. Adam just nailed it.
I don't know if that's actually how it's gonna go. It's probably just again a red herring that she's in the red dress, and it's like maybe it's just like a flashback, or there's like in a scene where they're going back and forth and like it just appears on her. I don't know.
I'm curious to see if another trailer comes out because I don't know if you guys saw the original trailer, but in the original trailer, Adam, did you watch the original
I
trailer?
did. Yep.
Yeah, in the original trailer, didn't it kind of like they almost kind of led you on to believe that like Astrid called Beetlejuice, right? So we've already seen some kind of mind gamey kind of red herring stuff in the trailer where they kind of want to keep you guessing. Like that first one, it's like she says Beetlejuice twice, and Lydia's like, "Don't do it, don't say it a third time," and then it's like it cuts to the black, and she's like Beetlejuice. You know what I mean? It's we've already seen some kind of red herring stuff, but I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Maybe like Astrid, she's going in like Lydia's like, okay, I want to save my daughter. He's like, okay, if you marry me. And Monica or Dolores is like, no, you're not. You're not going to marry her. And then so like she's trying to stop the plot altogether. Okay.
That's how she comes in, is like at the wedding scene. It's like, does anybody object? And then it's like she walks through like I do.
We'll see what happens. But overall, very excited. I'm excited to see Tim Burton stick to the style. I'm excited to see Michael Keaton reprise his role, and Lydia for that matter, as well. So yeah, Winona Ryder. I'm so bad with names.
It's fine. It's all
Winona.
good. Yeah, so Winona Ryder obviously is Lydia. Jenna Ortega is new. She's Astrid. Willem Dafoe, we already talked about. Catherine O'Hara
Plays Wolf Jackson.
Yeah, Wolf Jackson. Catherine O'Hara, if you don't know, she was the redheaded mom from the original movie, so making a return. Yeah, and just super excited for this movie, man. Tim Burton is back, obviously. One big thing here that not a lot of people are talking about, Danny Elfman is back to do the music, which I absolutely love. Danny Elfman and Tim Burton have worked together forever. He's one of my favorite composers for like film scores. Obviously, did the original Batman with Tim Burton. He did the original Beetlejuice movie, so the music's going to be on point. And real quick, shout out to Brad Pitt from Plan B Entertainment, who finally made this happen, because that's the studio that is allowing this to work.
Let's go. Super excited. Random side note here, Beetlejuice is going to be in multiverses for season 2.
I saw that, yeah.
And
Yeah.
Samurai Jack has been just added too. So
Samurai Jack is broken, huh?
yeah. He is, but
I've seen people losing their shit. The Samurai
Yeah.
Jack is broken.
he's got this move that just boom, and like hits every single time, and then I don't know.
That's everything I've seen is Samurai Jack is breaking the game.
Yeah. That's how it is though when they introduce new characters, and it goes through patches and balancing and all that stuff. But overall, let's just not talk about multiverses because we're moving on about this movie. Overall, super excited about this movie. Can't wait for September 6th to roll around. Coming up quick.
September 6th coming up quick. Is going to be sweet. Give it a shot. If you guys are a fan of the original series, you're a fan of Michael Keaton, you're a fan of the original Beetlejuice movie, give it a shot. I think it's going to be sick.